We've covered The Secret Door and a few other darker SML videos. But what if I told you there's even more darker videos out there, with some even worse than The Secret Door? Let's dive into it. Before we begin, make sure to like the video as it allows me to make more of these theory videos, and make sure to subscribe as well. Junior's lightsaber. On the surface, this video starts off as usual, with Junior excitedly playing with a new lightsaber toy.
Okay guys, it's ringing, Shh, everyone be quiet, shh. Is this the guy that sells lightsabers on the TV?
However, things take a shockingly dark turn when Junior accidentally slices off Chef Pee-Pee's arm during a play fight, leading to a very graphic dismemberment scene, one that we're not really used to in the SML series. It's a moment of surprising violence that really stands out from the series' usual slapstick humor. The image of Chef Pee-Pee screaming in agony, his severed arm spraying blood everywhere, is genuinely horrifying. It's not something I expected from an SML video. What's even more jarring is how the episode ends on such a somber, serious note, with Junior facing the grim consequences of his actions. There's no wacky scheme or easy resolution or, hey, it's all better now. Just a heavy sense of guilt and loss of innocence. It's a very bleak direction for an SML video to take, as usually everything is funny or normal or happy at the end of the videos. You know, I really do admire the risks taken here from like a storytelling perspective. I think it's cool to explore darker themes. I do worry that I watched this when I was 12 years old though. I don't think I should have watched that at 12. I don't think any of us probably understood it, but we kind of understand it now. The gun. From the very beginning, the presence of a real gun in an SML video is a weird departure from usual prop comedy, as we often see guns portrayed as Nerf pistols. Immediately creates a weird sense of unease, knowing that it's dangerous and people could be shot. And it implies a bigger danger that is existing in the world. And that danger is explored in a very brutal, realistic detail, with characters suffering very gruesome injuries and even dying from irresponsible gun usage. It's a very different shift from the normal laughy, happy, silly stuff that we see in the SML series. You know, we're seeing all these characters who are children and like Jeffy, and they're put in such a traumatic, life-threatening situation. It kind of makes you say, what the heck am I watching? The heaviness of the fear, guilt, and loss they experience is not something I'm used to in an SML video. You know, compared to a regular SML video, there's a sense of seriousness and actual stakes that could get lost in this video. Normally, every other SML video, there is no stakes, but in this, there is, which can kind of make you feel a bit, what's going on? Mario's turtle couple. In this video, Mario shockingly resorts to animal cruelty as a means to cope with his deep-seated rivalry with Bowser, in which he kills an innocent turtle in a misguided act of revenge. It's a very dark display of Mario's anger issues. And Rosalina's heartbroken reaction to find that the turtle is dead is kind of upsetting, and adds a layer of emotional devastation that I'm not used to seeing in a comedic puppet show. These are puppets, guys. There's an actual portrayal of grief and horror and pain in this video that you don't really see in other SML videos.
Break it!
And this episode never really condemns Mario's actions. Instead has him double down on his reckless impulses by buying a pet monkey, which only leads to more chaos. It kind of shows that Marvin is an irresponsible adult figure, and it really makes you question Mario's morals and mental stability. It explores more into Mario's character, that maybe he's mean-spirited, and you know, it's a dark representation of Mario's psyche, and one that I'm not sure if I should be watching when I was that young.
I die! Yes, he's dying! Yes!
Chef Pee-Pee Quits Part 2. The second episode of this series is a shockingly grounded in exploring the very real adult issues of workplace burnout, emotional turmoil, and feeling undervalued in a seemingly dead-end job. It's really heavy stuff to see a puppet cartoon talk about. But it's interesting because as a kid, you don't think about any of this stuff. But when you reach that age of around 25-ish years old, you start to really feel these emotions and start to understand where Chef Pee-Pee is coming from. We dive deep into Chef Pee-Pee's mind to understand that he is distressed and he does not like the jobs that he's doing. And while Chef Pee Pee is normally comical, funny, and kind of like crazy, here we more see him in pain. It's definitely a more mature subject matter and talking about mental health struggles that we're not used to seeing in an SML video. There's a raw honesty that this arc Chef Pee Pee goes through that I'm sure many young, burnt out adults and maybe older teenagers are already connected with. I can imagine someone in high school or in college dealing with the burnout of working so hard at school, not knowing if it's going to pay off, really connecting with this episode. But I think this may have gone over the heads of younger viewers, but maybe not. Let me know down in the comments if you understood. The Dead Body. Well, they definitely chose a very blunt title for this one. Right off the bat, we're centering an entire video around a dead body, which is already dark. And we're putting Mario and Jeffy as a murderer. So let's dive in. Don't do the so's, like cut out any so stuff like that. Oddly enough, I think this video is a really good example of dark comedy. It uses a lot of dark themes, but portrays them in a very funny way that isn't too edgy, but it's still like, oh, okay, that's kind of funny. We go from like hiding the corpse to covering up the crime, and it's presented with this really pitch black sense of humor that feels like something an older teenager or adult would vibe with. Throughout the video, there's a sense of paranoia and dread as Mario and Jeffy attempt to avoid getting caught. It's got more of a psychological thriller tone to it than a regular, Family Guy humor comedy video, because the stakes are very much real and severe. But then we have Jeffy continuing to act as his normal cartoon self, who keeps almost getting Marvin caught.
Okay, ma'am, tell me what happened.
They killed the guy! He hit him with a car and then they chopped him up into little pieces!
Whoa, they killed somebody?
No, she doesn't know what she's talking about.
You kind of put on edge on the video when you're watching it. I think this video is a good example of a narrative that succeeds in subverting expectations and maintaining tension throughout, something that we don't see in a ton of SML videos. I really respect the boldness of this creative decision. Even as it's kind of different than SML, I think there could be a lot of cool videos they can explore in the future that are a little bit more heavier in a theme, but they use the comedy there.
Oh, hey kid, could you open this ketchup bottle for me?
Open the ketchup?
Yeah.
Oh, I know how to open the ketchup. Let me see it.
So he's alive?
No, Daddy, he's a zombie.
Hey!
Hey, cheeseburger man.
No.
But then again, I don't know if YouTube would let them do that. I'm not the creator here, but I think it's a cool thing to explore and I'm happy it exists. I just can't believe I watched all these as a kid and didn't realize how dark they are. Did I miss any dark SML videos? Let me know down in the comments below. What is your favorite dark SML video? And watch more of my dark SML videos on screen now.